256,800 units. Then yung indirect from HDMF and NHMFC, ito yung financial assistance, will be another 776,000. Kaya ang total po natin is around 1.13 million.
So, Mr. Chair, my question is, we are now banking on the private sector to finance these housing units. What difference do we have today for us to be comfortable and guaranteed that they will come in? Because it's been, decades already that the private sector had always had this opportunity to finance those housing units. Anong pagkakaiba ngayon napapasok sila at gagawin nila tong 4PH program natin ng mga housing units?
Mr. Chair, if I may answer, just to report the commitment, the formal commitment of the private sector developers to produce 4PH housing units is around 251,000. Ngayon, bakit po sila biglang nagko-commit? As I mentioned a while ago, ang actual production po or take out ng 4PH as of today is only around 1,900. When we expanded the modality to horizontal housing, doon po sila nagsimula mag-commit ng mas mataas na numero ng housing units. Yung 250,000 po na yon ay resulta ng ating pag-expand ng modality to horizontal.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Chair. And if I'm not mistaken, that most of the housing backlog are actually in highly urbanized city or here in Metro Manila. And if you consider Metro Manila as the housing backlog, does it make sense to have a horizontal development in Metro Manila? Hindi ba dapat parang to maximize the area and mga lugar, dapat vertical po tayo. Diba? So how do you reconcile those two conflicting?
Mr. Chairman, we agree that in highly urbanized area, ang applicable modality is vertical. So dahil nga mahal ng lupa rito, yung socialized housing ceiling natin, hindi siya pumapasok. Kasi mahal ng lupa, yung 1.8 million, wala pong mga developers ang kayang bumili ng lupa, gumawa ng vertical structures, then sell at 1.8 million. Kaya dinagdagan naman po natin yung dito po pumapasok yung rental housing modality natin. Kasi hindi kayang bilhin yung lupa, kaya po yung may mga LGUs na may available na lupa for rental housing, doon po natin ina-apply yung Disciplina Village concept sa highly urbanized area.
Yeah, but Mr. Chair, if I understand the Disciplina Village concept, that was financed by NHA. And then NHA turned it over to the LGU to do rental housing. So even if we say na dapat magkaroon tayo ng rental housing dito sa mga Metro Manila o NCR, ang tanong, sino ho mag-finance ng mga units na yon? Kasi pag ginawa mo rental, ibig sabihin, mababa lang ang monthly amortization. Kung mababa lang ang monthly amortization, ibig sabihin, hindi niya mako-cover yung cost ng units ng pagpatayo.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, tama po yun. Ang rental housing modality natin nagre-rely sa government budget through NHA. Kaya ang gusto sana namin gawin nitong 2026 ay gumawa ng mga pilot housing projects para sa 2027 makita ng ating administrasyon na applicable yon dito sa highly urbanized areas, and then umaasa po kami sa 2027 popondohan po yung modality na yon through GAA. Yun po ang totoong sagot sa tanong po.
So in other words, Mr. Chair, kulang po yung pondo nila to be able to at least address, at least make a dent dun sa backlog ng ating housing problem. Di ba? So Mr. Chair, if you look at other countries, I think the Philippines is way behind in allocating funding resources for our housing industry. And we know for a fact that every peso that is invested in the housing industry, there are about 57 industries that benefit from it. So that is my position, actually, that there should be more funds being given to the housing department because it makes economic sense, one, and mas marami po tayo natutulungan. Because once we give a house or a home to every Filipino family, nag-iiba po ang mindset at ang kanilang hanapbuhay or pagkabuhay nila. So, Mr. Chair, I think maybe we can review the budget being allocated sa ating DSUD, no? And I have actually mentioned that maybe some of those projects in DPWH can be transferred to the housing industry because that it doesn't just make economic sense, it also makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Representative Benitez. The next will be from the majority, our Deputy Majority Speaker, Janet Garin. So the next from the majority is Vice Chairman Rufus Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and our distinguished colleagues present this afternoon, and of course to Secretary Jose Ramon Ping Aliling, and all the undersecretaries, ASEC, and our NHA head, Joe Bentay, and all the heads of the agencies. Pleasant good afternoon. I have been reading the budget, Madam Chair, and certainly in the macro consideration, for example, on the historical budget, Madam Chair, clearly they are underfinanced, really, this particular important department, which would implement the constitutional requirement and mandate to afford human dignity to all Filipinos and to have a dwelling, a residence, a small lot and small house or a space in a unit is certainly the best way to assure that our people will have human dignity. So that is why, seeing this only 0.3% of the national budget for the past 10 years, 0.3. And if you exclude the Yolanda and Marawi Rehab initiatives, 0.1%, 0.1 or 0.11. So I think it's about time, as I, follow the discourse of Congressman Albi Benitez, it is clear that for the past many years, we have just given lip service to housing in this country. And that is why it's about time that this Congress, Mr. Chairman, should really look into the needs of the housing department. And that is why, if you will see now, it's all clear here. 2025 GAA, DHS, DSUD is 3.039 billion. And you know what? Instead of increasing their budget, it has been reduced, Madam Chair, to the net of only 2.6 or 402 million less. And then, if you go to the NHA, here you see, 2025, 2.4 billion, and now they'll be given only 2.2 billion. And if you look at almost the last pages here, we can see that the proposed budget, because they know the needs of the housing industry and human settlements, and that is why DSUD, with Secretary Aliling, has proposed for 9 billion. How much was given? Only 2 billion. A variance of 6 billion pesos, and that is why we have a backlog of 2.4 million houses. NSA has also proposed 193 billion, given only 2 billion. 191 billion. In other words, Madam Chair, I think we in the committee should now look at this and give what is due to the Department of the DSUD. Because if we don't do this, I do not believe that even with the modality that we have, horizontal, rental, CMP, if you don't have the right budget on a gradual basis, we're not going to immediately put everything this year. But we should have a program that every year, instead of decreasing their budgets, both DSUD and the agencies, including NHA, they should be increased, Mr. Chairman. And that is why, that is really the problem that we have. Because there is no real concern by the power of the purse. Congress has the power of the purse. And yet, we will just depend on what the DBM will say. And so what do we do? What do we have? We have this backlog. And it cannot 2.4 and even the 1.3 that is promised will not be achieve if we do not add to the budget of the diesel. Can we hear both the Secretary and also the NHA head?
Mr. Chair, what we explained to the President during my first meeting with him when I was appointed, ang request ko sana is ibalik muna yung usual budget ng NHA. When I say ibalik sa usual budget, ito po yung usual budget itong past two administrations of President Duterte and President Aquino, which is 10 billion. Ito pong 2022, since 2022, ang nabibigay lang pong budget sa NHA is only 2 billion. Okay. Sa SHFC naman po, ito po yung ahensya nating nag-implement ng CMP. Ganun din po ang rene-request po sana natin, yung 500 million na usual budget na binibigay during the time of President Aquino and President Duterte na 500 million. Ang nabigay po is 120 something million today at this year, then ang nasa NEP po is 166 million. Kaya naman po kami hindi humihingi ng additional funds. We want to respect the process, no? Dumaan po kami sa proseso, sinubukan po namin magpaliwanag. Unfortunately, ito po yung nabigay sa amin sa NEP. So we want to respect the decision of the DBM. Yun po ang reason.
Madam Chair, I don't agree. The Secretary should fight always for the increase. You are the head. You do not say, we don't need budget. I am disappointed by that statement earlier that he's not asking for additional budget.
Mr.
It
Chair,
destroys the very essence of the budget of the DSUD. You should not say that.
Mr.
Because we are the power of the purse, and we certainly are able, if we go together and see that this particular important department should get more, we should be able to give more. Because that is why we have to have that mentality, Secretary, of fighting it out no matter what.
Mr. Chair, if I may...
Justitia fiat ruat cielum. Let justice be done to the heavens fall. And let us give justice to this. So what do you say now?
Mr. Chair,
That you not need budget.
Mr. Chair,
Walang mangyari if you not get additional budget.
we did not ask, but you can add. Yun po ang... Mr. Chair, keeping aside, what I...
No.
what I
The
know-
Lord has said, ask and you shall be given. If you do not ask, how can we give?
So, Mr. Chair, I would like to believe that for them to give us a decent budget in 2027, we have to prove ourselves first. That's why I was saying a while ago that we will construct or produce the pilot project. So hopefully, when they see na maganda yung mga produkto natin, popondohan po tayo ng tama sa 2027. That was my intention, Your Honor.
You have a good intention, but we need cash now. So you should now, Mr. Chairman, I would like to end because precisely we are only given only only additional 30 minutes. Only.
Thank you,
So
Mr.
because of that, I would just like to say, it's only 30 seconds now, and I have to do this fast. On the proper time, Mr. Chairman, we are going to ask from the Secretary the very what are needed for our DSUD and the agency, especially NHA. And let us work it out. There is a trillions of budget that we have, 6.9 trillion. And so we should not be able to look at because you have been a poor cousin of all departments. You're the poorest. I have always been, I attend all meetings here. You are the poorest. And so therefore, as the Bible said, and the gospel last night, it says, those who exalt themselves shall be last, and last shall be exalted. I like you because you are the last, and you should be exalted. And the previous gospel, the other Sunday, is the first should be last, and the last should be first. You see? The two successive gospels. And that is why we are asking you, what are the doable amounts that we can give to the DSUD, NHA, SAPSI, and the others agencies. And we will meet as vice chairman. We have the senior vice chairman, and we have the chairman here, John Baronda, the always beautiful and always caring vice chair, and also our congressman, Uging Mercado. So please submit.
We will comply.
Please
Mr. Chair.
submit what are the basic, something reasonable that we should increase, so we can say, this Congress has increased their budget instead of decreasing it. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, for the time